I To the XJWs, I had a question. You gotta forgive me. I gotta ask this. I gotta ask this. I'm asking because I didn't know that there was a XJW community online. I just recently happened upon this stuff. Oh, I don't know if it's a community in real life or if it's just online. I don't know, but I gotta ask this. I gotta ask. How do you guys fare in relationships? I just always I was curious about it. Like, how do you guys how do you fare in relationships? How do you do it? Are you married? Are you in a relationship? Um, how do you do it? I'm asking because my own experiences out here in relationships. It's like, remember how the Jehovah's Witnesses, they call people who are non-Jehovah's Witnesses worldly. So let's say these worldly people. When you're ex-JW, you're disfellowshipped or disassociated. I don't know if they still disassociate people. I don't know if anything's changed in the organization. But my question is, how do you deal with these people? I just wanted to know if you're married or in a relationship, not to be insulting or whatnot, but it's like you grow up with such a behaviorally controlled environment, right? That once you come out here, you're used to behaving a certain way, right? Um, how do you deal with these people? My own experiences out here uh, with dating, these people, they're so immoral and don't care about too much of nothing. I'm not saying they don't care about their goals or they don't care about their money. Yeah, sure, sure, sure. We all care about that. But I mean, the way they do things, just like with no moral conscience, no moral compass, just they'll do anything. It's like, I remember when I first got this fellowship and I would go to a friend's house, I was just like shocked at how they talk to their parents. Like, dude, did you just cuss at your mom, bro? Did you just cuss at your mother, bro? Are you crazy? You know what I mean? I remember going through this. Then when I got into relationships, I remember how easy it was for people to lie to you, cheat on you, just things that are considered just normal everyday stuff out here. Just lying, cheating. You meet somebody and it's like they left somebody to be with you and then they leave you to be with somebody else, or they're cheating, or she likes guys and girls, like, okay. Yeah, or it's just something, or a bunch of drug addiction, alcohol addiction, just, and I'm like, if you were born into the Jehovah's Witness, which I was born into it, right? So maybe if you weren't born into it, maybe your experience is a little bit different. But if you were born into it, like I was born into it, I wasn't just a regular Jehovah's Witness. No, 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 no. At 8 years old, I was giving talks at assemblies a few times. At 14, I was a regular pioneer. My mother was a traveling missionary. I mean, we were really into it. Even though the things that I did was just to really impress my mother and to not get beat or whatever, but I was born into it. So my entire family is Jehovah's Witnesses. My mother, my grandmother, uncles, cousins, brother, all of it, all of them, right? So I was just kind of out here by myself. But while I was dating, man, just the mentality of these people, uh, I just wanted to know with the XJWs how you fare in relationships. I remember one day me and my homeboy was talking about going to an assembly, and I ain't talking a long time ago. This was a few years ago. We were talking about going to an assembly just to try to get a woman out of there. I don't know any ex-JW dudes that don't struggle in relationships. None, all of them. So all of the ex-JWs that I knew, we knew each other, and that's kind of how we survived. Like we got an apartment together. A few of us got an apartment together because we were all disfellowshipped and we were all we had. And then as we grew up and our lives kind of branched out and went our different ways, they got in different relationships and I just watched them struggle in different ways. I watched dudes try to hang on to women who wouldn't stay, and I watched them get cheated on, and then I watched other dudes who just they couldn't stop cheating, or they just didn't take anybody seriously out here, or and I'm just wondering, with the XJW community, how you guys fare in relationships and dating. For me, it's been hella difficult. Like, it's hard for me to take these people serious. It's hard. It's like when you listen to them talk and you just watch how they move and you watch everything that they do, it's just like, really? You know what I mean? And I just wondered if I was the only person having this experience. You got to forgive me because I didn't know that an XJW community existed. So I'm kind of just taken aback by all of this. But I just wanted to know, how do you guys fare in relationships? Are you married? If you're in a relationship, are you in the relationship just because you didn't want to die alone, so you just put up with whatever you have to put up with? Did you actually find a decent person out here that doesn't make you put up with anything? For the men out here, it's like, did you just not want to be alone, or did you find a good woman? Like, how do you fare? It's like there's not a lot of talk. What I've noticed about the XJW community, there's not a lot of talk about the individual or the person. Most of their conversation is centered around the organization. And I understand that, and that's very cool, and it's very helpful. I haven't been a part of the organization for over 30 years. I got disfellowshipped at 16. I'm 48. I'm wondering, how do you guys fare in relationships? I haven't been in a relationship in a number of years. I don't holler. I don't talk to chicks. I just kind of gave up. I wondered if I was the only person going through that. All of the XJW guys I know went one of a few ways. One, they're either in a marriage and they get treated like complete crap and they just do whatever to try to hang on to the chick. I can't live like that. Two, they went back to the hall to try to find a wife, or just to stop their suffering from being out here by themselves. I know some that's doing over 30, 40 years in prison. Some who've completely turned to alcohol and whatnot. But for those of you out here in the XJW community, I just wanted to know, are you in relationships? If you're in a relationship or in a marriage that's long term, could you comment how long you've been in a relationship? And I just would like to know, how do you guys do it with people whose mindset is so far and vastly different from your own? Because we grew up with this moral base of how to behave and how not to behave and how to talk and how not to talk. And then you get with these other people, and yeah, it's more relaxed, but it's more relaxed in some different kind of ways. And don't get me wrong, the Jehovah's Witnesses are wrong about so many friggin' things, but let's be 100 for 1 second. They ain't wrong about everything. Out here, these people, Jesus, man. Jesus Christ, with the cheating and the lying and the drugs and the this and the that and the different types of sexuality, different types of this and that and blah, 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 and child support and yada, 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 yada. I just wanted to know how you fare in relationships. I'm just very interested to hear what somebody has to say. So if you could comment, please, and let me know that you're in a relationship or married and how long you've been in the relationship. I'm very interested to know, because to me it seems like the only people that's even dateable for us is each other, because we're the only people who can relate. But I don't know if that's the case or that's just my own mindset, because I've never dated an XJW, because I didn't know there was a community. They're not the easiest people to meet, and if you do meet them, you'd never know they're an XJW. So I just was wondering, how do you do it? Could you please comment and let me know? Juan.